Hi, welcome back. Happy 2023. Yep, this channel isn't dead. Been 6 months since I've uploaded. I've been traveling a lot and don't really have time to edit my videos, but I'm back. My New Year's resolution is to post one video every month. Hopefully, I could keep that schedule up. Well, this video is going to take an hour, so let's not waste any more time. In May of 2022, my girlfriend was having an exchange in Ireland, so I decided to meet her halfway in UK to take a little UK road trip. So what cameras did I bring? I brought my Contax 167MT, and before I left, I was actually pretty obsessed with panoramic film photography, but I couldn't afford an X-Pan or TX1. So I decided to sell my Mamiya 645 and purchase a Bronica ETRS with a 135 panel back. I tested it before I flew, and here are some test shots. And off I go on a 13-hour flight to Heathrow Airport. Collected a car, and the first stop was Devil's Dyke on our way to Brighton. When we arrived there, my Contax 167 wasn't working, and I was thinking to myself, such luck to begin a film photography road trip with my camera broken. At least I had my Bronica ETRS with about 20 rolls of 120 film. Safe to say, at least I could still shoot film this trip. Great photo to start the video. Don't worry, it only gets better. While shooting at a pier, I saw a dude with a Canon FTB walk by, and this is probably one of the coolest things about the film community. Everyone's so friendly. I did it again. My dumbass kept hitting the shutter button when I forgot to lock it. For dinner, we tried Taco Bell for the very first time, and let's say I actually spent the entire night on a toilet bowl. Luckily for me, That night I took some new batteries to put into my contacts, and turns out it was totally fine, and I started shooting 35mm film. The next day, we drove up to the blue pool on our way to Coffee Castle, and the pool wasn't even blue. Sadly, it was raining, so we decided to sit down for some lunch before heading out, and who knew luck was on our side because the sun came out straight after. So we decided to shoot a couple more shots. Once again, the pool wasn't blue. At least the weather got better, and we drove up to Luwolf Cove and Manowar Beach. In the evening, we checked into a little B&B, and I shot some photos before ending the night. The next morning, we topped up some petrol and headed to Bath to see the ancient Roman baths. To be honest, I had no idea why my portrait was so green that day. At this point, I felt that the trip was going a little bit quick because we were already heading to Wales. Sadly, it was raining that day, so we decided to cancel our hike and went to a lake to skip some rocks. I was pretty bad at it. And then we checked into a little cabin to conclude the day. These were the photos I took around the cabin. The next day, while on the train, I cleared my 135W bag and decided to load up some self-rolled Ectochrome because I cannot find any E100 anywhere. And this was the first time I was shooting Ektachrome, so I didn't know how to expose it. Most of the photos came out overexposed and unusable. After that, we went to Snowdon Base Camp to take some photos of the pier before heading for a short hike. That short hike ended up taking us 2.5 hours, and Google said it was easy and it should take you about 1.5 hours. And of course, at this point, I started considering my life decisions and think maybe I should work out more. I loaded up some Ektar 100 before going on that hike, and before this, I didn't have a good relationship with Ektar because I couldn't find the right scenario to shoot it, and every time the photos came out bad. But this row of Ektar that I shot was probably my best and favorite row of the trip. So it's only going to be downhill from here. After the hike, we got into some trouble. I had no idea how I was driving, but suddenly the front tire went flat. Maybe because I was an Asian driver. We had no reception over there, so we had to slowly drive to the nearest petrol station before calling for help, which resulted in the tire ripping itself apart. Well, there goes the rest of the day. The next day, we visited Port Meron and then drove down to Manchester, which we didn't really get many photos of as well. We then drove down to Lake District to walk some alpacas before exploring the rest of the beautiful lakes. I shot a lot of photos there, but a lot of them didn't turn up. You'll see why later. Again, as fast as we left Wales, we were already on our way to Scotland, where we stopped to buy another Taco Bell before heading to the NC500 drive. Weirdly enough, after eating Taco Bell, I didn't even turn the seat heater on, but my seat was kind of warm and mushy. And then I took this photo of an amazingly calm pond. Portra 400 definitely made this photo way better than it's supposed to be. And then we drove up to Glencoe to stay a night. The next day, we went to a location where Harry Potter was filmed. Of course, before heading up, I had to reload my cameras, and this was what happened.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
On the bright side, I was going to shoot some Portra 400 VC in 120 and Pro 400H in 35mm. After my Ektachrome, I loaded in some 2005 expired Fuji Pro 800 MPZ. After Ektachrome, I loaded some Fuji Pro 800 MPZ, expired in 2005. I bought 10 rolls of this from eBay, and it's safe to say they were perfectly kept, because I've tested one of these rolls before coming to UK, and the colors just looked amazing. So my favorite photos from the trip actually came from this roll. after Glenfinnan Viaduct, we then took a long scenic drive up to the Eye of Skye. I'm not sure if I was lucky because after showering, I came out to the sky in Skye looking mad pink, and I quickly drove out to a viewpoint, and I would say I snapped the best photo of the trip. I was thankful to have Fuji Pro 800 MPZ and Pro 400H loaded up in both of my cameras. It was absolutely one of the best sunsets I've ever seen. The next day was another hiking day at Old Man's Door, but before that, stopped by to take some photos of the Scottish Highland cow. This time, it only took us 2 hours to climb Old Man's Door, and the night before, my girlfriend actually returned me my Contax G2, which I actually used as a black and white camera throughout the rest of the trip. This photo looks overexposed, but I kinda dig it. After 2 hours, I felt like I came back down in a different shade after sun tanning for 2 hours straight. We then toured the coast of Isle of Skye and ended our day. While driving to Tongue, I spotted a nice view, so I decided to double back and take some photos. The next day, while leaving Tongue, we saw another viewpoint for nice photos, so we decided to stop there. I cleared my 120 roll and decided to load up some Color Pro 160, which I was pretty skeptical about because this roll expired in 2002. Boy, I was surprised by the results. Not all expired film were kept well. This Agfa 800 that I bought from eBay, it said it was stored in the fridge the entire time. But well, these were the results. I had to do some color correcting before I could even use the photos in this video. This was also the time I learned a valuable lesson. Do not load all your cameras with expired film. Again, you'll see why later. Oh, I also stopped by Avaliable Raceway for a little go-karting action, and I was pretty good at it. After we were done, we went for more petrol, stopped by Tim Hortons for some coffee before heading to Edinburgh. As you can see, these photos were shot on Solaris 800, which I loaded into my G2 earlier. Here's an example of Solaris 800 without color correction. also walked up Arthur's seat, but of course, a lot of my photos didn't turn out well. We then headed to York the next day, and these were some of the photos I shot there. After 2.5 weeks, these were some of the roles that I've shot so far. The next day was the last day of us driving, so we visited Yorkshire Wildlife Park, where apparently they had some dinosaurs captive. I thought they were extinct. And after looking at some cute animals, we returned the car, and for the next few days, we explored London the old-fashioned way. To be honest, it was a nightmare to drive in London. So in London, we explored some parks, walked all the way from Notting Hill Gate all the way to the London Eye. I was outside the Buckingham Palace at one point, but turns out there was some works going on due to some event, so most of my photos had construction in it. We then visited more tourist attractions and ended the day with sore feet because we were so used to driving for the past 3 weeks. And for the last 2 days, we visited Warner Brothers Studios where Harry Potter was filmed, and also roamed the central London area, which I didn't get footage of. But here are some of my favourite photos. spent 3 weeks in UK, shot about 25 rolls of film, 35 and 120 combined. Could I have shot more? Probably. I brought about 70 rolls of film and didn't even shoot half of it. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, why do you watch till the end of the video?